Oh, hey boys and girls, welcome back to our journey as we are out here in the wilderness discovering the truth about who is our God. And great job on earning those badges. You see, we're getting lots of them. And today we're going to discover even more. Now remember how to earn those? Yes, we say our memory verse and we do something that represents that badge. So let's start our journey today as we set out to learn and discover the meaning of the word leadership. Let's go. A good leader does two things. They love God and they love people. And today we're going to look at the life of Joseph. Now, Joseph, he loved people and he loved God. Now, you'll find our true Bible story today in Genesis chapter 38 through 41. Now, let's look at the life of Joseph. At 17, he was a shepherd, so he took care of all the sheep and all the other animals. He had 12 brothers, and he was the youngest, and his dad loved him so much that his daddy gave him a fancy coat because of that, his brothers hated him. So they made a plan to kill him, but at the last minute, they decided to sell him. Now, that's not really kind, now is it? But Genesis 39 verses 2 says, "But the Lord was with Joseph, and he prospered." Well, Joseph ended up in Potiphar's house. He was a really important Egyptian leader. And pretty soon, Joseph is in charge of everything because God blesses everything he does. But then Potiphar's wife lies about him, and that's not very nice. And he ends up in jail. Now, Genesis 39:21 says, "But while Joseph was in the prison, the Lord was with him. He was soon then put in charge of everything in the prison." Now, God gives Joseph success in whatever he does. Then these people have dreams, and he tells them what they mean, and they come true. Now, 2 years go by in the prison, then Pharaoh has a dream, and Joseph is asked to interpret it. Now, Joseph tells Pharaoh the dream, and Pharaoh thinks he is awesome and gets him out of jail. Woohoo! 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 Yeah! But not only that, but Pharaoh says this about them and gives him a ring. In Genesis 41, verses 38 through 40, "Can we find anyone like this man, in whom is the Spirit of God? Since God has made all of this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you." Now, Joseph is in charge of Egypt, and there are 7 years of lots of food. And Joseph ends up saving it all up. Then there are 7 years of famine, meaning there is no food. So people from all over Egypt and the world go to Pharaoh begging for food. And Joseph feeds many as he distributes food to everybody. Now his own brothers come by to buy some food. Now, long story short, they don't know who he is at first, because remember, they sold him to slavery. And he could have sent them away hungry. But instead he forgives them, loves them, and ends up saving them. It's a happy ending because of forgiveness. Now, his leadership was so huge and important at this point that God was so faithful to allow him to lead and save the people of Egypt and Israel.
Hebrews 4:12. God's word is alive and working. It is sharper than a sword, sharpened on both sides. Hebrews 4:12. This is my picture that I made. And it says God's word. Right here it says God, and then it says word across. And then here's, I added details, and here it says, teaches, God's, all together it says, God's word teaches me to pray.
Now, as we continued our journey and learned our memory verse, you have your leadership badge. Mine is right here. Now, you can create your badge and make your badge at home and put it wherever you can be reminded to lead in a way that is not leading for yourself, but leading others and helping them out. So now, thank you for joining, boys and girls, and we hope to see you next time as we continue our adventure in the wilderness. Stick around for our 10:30 service and have a great week. Woohoo!